My best friend betrayed me during my engagement, so I stopped being friends with her. Backstory.
Wait, I need to do the Halo voice line.
Yeah.
Betrayal. Okay.
So, backstory, I, 24 female, and my now ex-best friend, 24 female, we'll call her A, had been friends for about 9 years. I went back to a late middle school, early high school. We were distant friends at first, but at some point, we ended up being inseparable. By the way, this comes from New Promise 1761 on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So go submit your stories over there. So my senior year, I met my now husband, L, and we started dating. The three of us would hang out quite a bit together until college. I went away for a year to a school about 6 hours away to try to pursue a specific career. While I was away, Elle would come up and visit all the time, and I would go back home when I could, but unfortunately, wasn't super often. A and I didn't speak much while I was gone, but I just figured it was because we both grew into different directions, and that was normal and part of life. Well, I moved back home after that first year, and we all slowly started hanging out together again. That's good. It's lovely. A got a boyfriend while I was away, and we would mostly go on double dates or hang out as a group. Everyone got along well, and we were having a good time. At some point, though, over a year before trouble started, A and her boyfriend broke up. The story. L, I'm going to give these people real names. A, I'm going to call Alexa, and L, I'm going to call Landon. So, Landon and I have been together for about 5 years, and he pops the question. It was truly beautiful and a private proposal. Then we celebrated a dinner. Of course, in between proposal and dinner, I called Alexa because she is my best friend, and I wanted her to know first. And before we went public later that night, we celebrated over the phone together and jumped around like little girls, lol. Soon after was when things started to go south. We had a super small get-together about 2 weeks after our engagement to celebrate with close friends. It was very casual, but I was excited to at least talk about hopes and dreams for my wedding with my girls. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. She came in before the party super upset because she was reminded of her ex. I tried to console her, but she really wanted nothing to do with me consoling her and only talked to one of our mutual friends that she just recently started talking to, like friends less than a week. I was thinking that at the time, maybe she just didn't want to spoil our moment, but when the conversation never got to the dream wedding that I was so excited to talk about, I started to get a little upset. I eventually went and spoke to other friends about the future wedding, but it wasn't the same without my best friend involved.
Alexa, tell me a joke. Now tell us what she said.
Yeah. Tell us what you're saying. I'll change it to I'll change that name to Amanda. Okay.
All right, Amanda. There
Amanda.
Amanda.
I eventually went and spoke to other friends about the future wedding, but it wasn't the same without my best friend involved. I shook it off and was understanding on how hard it must be to celebrate a marriage when all you can think about is missing your ex. But then things got worse. Weeks went by of things being normal. I rarely spoke to her of the wedding unless I was asked because I didn't want to make her upset because Amanda's sad. I only spoke to Landon about it, which was fine. There were no official plans yet anyway, since it was too early, so it really didn't bother me. After those few weeks, I stopped hearing from Amanda. I would reach out to hang out or check on her, but the replies were short. I thought it was normal, and she was just busy until she started to reach out to me less and less. When she would ask how I was doing, and at first I would sugarcoat everything, but I ended up falling into something of a depression. We would continue to check on each other, but the conversations never progressed. At some point, I decided I just wouldn't reach out and see how long until she noticed, and it was over a week. This time, when she checked in on me, I got more blunt about how I was feeling, and it felt like she didn't even care. The following week, I started a conversation with her to talk about how I was feeling, and I told her I was missing my best friend and how I felt like she was avoiding me, and just asked what was going on. And she blew up. She got super angry with me and told me how everything was my fault, how I wasn't there for her in her time of need. I didn't even know she was in a time of need because she wouldn't talk to me, and we ended up arguing. She's not a mind reader.
No one is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, shout out if
Except
you are.
us when we think of the same fruit. 3, 2, 1. Dragon
Grapes.
fruit.
Those are so far off. Maybe the farthest off they could possibly be.
Are you ready, Sam?
Wait. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Grapefruit.
Kiwi. Ah, dang it.
Oh,
We only had one.
We ended up arguing. I told her we needed some more time apart so that we could both calm down. She asked to meet in person. I told her to tell me when she was available and where she wanted to meet, but the answer never came. Fast forward a few weeks, I went to meet up with our mutual friend, the same one she was talking about at the party. I had no idea that she knew about me and Amanda not speaking at that point, but she almost immediately asked me what was going on, if I was okay. I told her my side of the story, and she responded with, "That's not what Amanda said at all." I showed her the messages of our last conversation, and she was shocked. She informed me that A had been talking to her since the party and telling her everything that was going on, Amanda. She showed me messages of Amanda telling her that I wouldn't shut up about my wedding, that I had zero reason I had zero reason to be depressed, and I needed to suck it up. I was only a friend she would hang out with to fill a hole in her calendar.
That's a terrible thing
That's
to say
so
about somebody.
mean. That's so mean.
Honestly, like, and you can say a lot of bad stuff about somebody, but that one just like hits
That
a
one
little different, doesn't it?
stings. That one stings. How I was a waste of time and more. This is everything that Amanda's saying about OP.
Yeah, Amanda, please.
Amanda, please.
Ugh, stop. Please stop.
I was shocked. By the time I went home, I called Landon and told him everything, and he was even more pissed. I did nothing else with the information. He knew it. I knew it. That's it. To this day, I still have no idea if our mutual friend ended up telling Amanda what she showed me, but I have a small suspicion she did. Amanda finally reached out to me with a time and place to meet 2 months later. I feel like it was just like coordinates.
Yeah.
It's like longitude and latitude, be here, 11 a.m.
It's just be here, and it's like a nondescript picture of like a location.
Yeah.
It's a Minecraft map to buried treasure, and you just keep having to move.
They said the time and place to meet 2 months later. OP went. I got there before her, but I saw her pull up, and she looked terrified, shaking in her boots. I had prepared myself for this conversation all week. I was going in completely calm and level-headed.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to hear her out, speak my mind, and move on. Bah! I'm not sure what she thought was going to happen, but she was visibly shaking. I love that. We sat. We talked about what happened for maybe 10 to 20 minutes. There was never an explanation or a serious apology from her. And then she changed the topic. She filled me in what's happening with her life, at work, with her cat. And she talked about everything under the sun, and I just listened. I didn't offer up any information except for the fact that Landon was happy and healthy and that my dog and cats were good. The conversation ended, and we walked to our cars together. And although that conversation ended, our conversation never has to end. If you join our live every weekday, 3 p.m. PST, right here on YouTube and Facebook.
Indeed.
Just tap our profile. We're probably live right now. So,
All true.
there's another relevant update, but do we drop this friend?
I mean, I think you do, and it's the same quote, you know? Somebody shows you what's going on. Somebody shows you who they are. Do you believe them?
Yeah.
And there's, I mean, how long have they been friends? Is this like, was it 5 years? Or am I thinking of a different story?
No, this is 5 years. Yeah.
So that, is not a not long amount of time, but it's also not the longest amount of time. And regardless, when it comes to like relationships that are not serving you, ever considering like, oh, but I've known them for so long, it's like, well, if they're a bad time, whenever you're, if
Also
they are a
9
negative
years.
influence,
9 years, by the way.
9 years,
Yeah.
still okay, but the fact still remains, sunk cost fallacy. If this person's not, if this relationship doesn't serve you, it's perfectly fine for you
Yeah.
to not have it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think like you can exit a relationship at any time. She asked me if we could go back to normal and if I wanted to hang out the following week. I told her that I wasn't sure that we would ever get back to that and that I needed time. She said, okay, we've spoken some since then, but eventually I told her I couldn't do it anymore because I still don't understand why any of this happened. For some reason, it's still just bothering me, and we parted ways. So, am I the a-hole for breaking up with my best friend?
Nope. Nope. Sometimes that just be how it do, you know? Sometimes that do be how it do.
That do be how it do be.
That sometimes
Shoo-ba-doo-bop.
it's not always going to feel good. It's not always going to feel good making a decision that's best for yourself in the long run, but sometimes it's just what you got to do.
It's what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Doobie.
And, you know,
Shooby-doo-wop.
another thing is that people sometimes tend to go like, you know, people will go like this in their lives where it's like sometimes they're synced up and then sometimes they go apart and then some random circumstance may bring y'all back together. And at that time, your friend might be a completely different person.
Yeah.
Who is a relationship with a relationship that does serves both of you.
And that's why I think it's like always good to try to end on good terms because I think it leaves it open for those chance encounters where your lives sync up again.
Yeah. You never want to burn a bridge.
You never want to burn a bridge.
Okay. Sometimes you might want to burn a bridge.
Sometimes you want to burn a bridge.
The
but
vast majority of times it's the best
don't burn
idea
a
to
bridge.
not do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the end of that story, but not the end of this stream because y'all are crazy, especially my spa friend who is holding me prison. Max Gomez says, Sam, tell chat it's a nude spa. Yes, chat, it's a nude spa. Why are you encouraging them?
Not. I mean, not the whole. Well,
I mean, a good portion of it.
Not the entire
not
spa.
The entire spa, but it is.
There are gendered levels. And
there are gendered levels.
Very naked in there.
Yeah, we're hanging out with our wangins out.
Entirely naked.
Yes, entirely naked. We're strutting our stuff.
Honestly, I'm never a really huge fan of communal nudity, but
It's kind of chill though. I went once and it's
cool.
You get used to it after like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
There's so much nudity there that it like kind of blows through the like
to the like
the blockers or whatever. You're just like, all right, well, this is
Everyone's
I guess
doing
this is
it, I
what's
guess.
going on.
I feel like it actually makes me more comfortable in my body to have like just nude bodies everywhere, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.